I don't want to workforce going backwards. I think the majority of it is affordability in London. One of the questions that people have asked me regularly is your recruitment problem a reputation issue in terms of the things that hit the Met? And that's a perfectly proper question. Now, if I don't ask it now myself, I'm sure one of you will probably ask it. And whilst we can't rule out that being a factor, the prison service in London has massive vacancies and has to bus officers around the country. Probation has record numbers of vacancies in London. Education and health have by far the highest percentage of vacancies in London compared to its other regions. I know other parts of sort of public sector, etc. So I think there's something about public sector pay in London with, as cost of living and house prices and things are moving in a certain direction, the current arrangements in terms of a national pay scale with a London allowance isn't working across multiple public sector workers. And so in terms of this year's pay negotiations, we've put in our submission recently for police officers, and I think there are probably three things required. I mean, the national ask, which I agree with, is about a pay rise which keeps up with inflation, changing the initial starting point pay, so you lose the initial starting point because police pay is much less competitive in your first 2 or 3 years as an officer, so changing those pay scales in the early point. But then the third point for London is the London waiting needs a sizable change, and we've said that we think it needs at least £2,000 to get anywhere near sort of property prices and affordability in London.